you got to get under the vehicle and you got to look at the condition of the vehicle and determine, hey, is this thing rusting apart? Because the axle snapping should have been identified by the shop.
Yeah.
The shop, I don't know what junk shop you.
I'm Kent with the Institute, and we're proud sponsors of this show because we wholeheartedly believe in what Lucas and David are doing for the automotive industry. Like them, our mission is to enlighten and empower the automotive community, challenging everyone to pursue excellence and achieve remarkable success. As a listener, you're a vital part of this whole journey of growth and development, and your participation is shaping our industry. And for that, we thank you. If ever you need assistance on your path towards a better business and a better life, remember the Institute is here for you. We'll provide a comprehensive assessment of your business, identify opportunities for improvement, and help you get moving towards your goals. And if you need any more reason, then we'll help you make more money, remove some stress from your life, and give you a plan for growth. This assessment doesn't cost you a thing. Feel free to reach out through Lucas and David, or you can visit us at wearetheinstitute.com. Enjoy the show.
He has been. He came up. We did 2 weeks ago, we did a video talking about alignments.
Yep.
And then so like we get done and Braxton's asking questions like, what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm like, I have no idea. Ask Justin.
Here to help.
Yeah.
Here to help.
I don't know though. But I mean, Braxton's picking up pretty quick. He's figuring it out. He's kind of stuck in the automotive industry now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's I kind of have to get your thumb off of me. So I don't really have much of a choice. But
I'm in
there.
That'll never stop.
I'm enjoying the outsider perspective, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's we need to hear it sometimes,
For sure.
right? Like we're behind the curtain, so we take all these things for granted.
Yeah.
And then
There's
see
a
that. I can
a
see that.
lot of stuff that he has asked questions about, or I've realized that he said something, or you know he's been making the videos for social media for the shop,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of things that he's worked with them to put out, and then I've thought my technicians didn't know the answer to that, right? Or hey, it's really odd that Braxton has that question because it seems so obvious to us. Right. And you know, I was listening to a service advisor a while back, and I was listening to a telephone call, and he said, "Yeah, we're going to do a DVI on your car."
Yeah,
And like, Braxton was saying something just a while back. He did a video on DVI, and he didn't even know what DVI was. But we think about that when we use the verbiage and speaking with clients, and when we're trying to educate them. A lot of times we put this technical stuff up front to make it seem like we know what we're talking about.
Right.
He's not the brightest boy, but I mean, he is pretty smart. And so like
Thank you.
you know, the fact that he wasn't picking it up, it was kind of eye-opening to me.
Right.
David just sends it to him. He's like, I don't care if you know what it is or not. Like, click yes or no, whatever.
It's I don't put acronyms in the DVI. It says on there, like front brakes. It's green. You're fine.
But I mean, like, what when you get down to red and yellow and they need to make a decision between one thing or the other?
There's a note. Oh, we just estimate everything, send it. We don't pull the Mike Allen. We don't do that nonsense.
We do behind the curtain, we use a lot of acronyms for stuff. Like it took me a long while to make sense of what y'all were talking about when you kept saying MSOs.
Right.
You know, and it just kind of flows out and we don't really think about it. But so certainly talking to customers and front counter people are trying to sound informed and educated and intelligent. And we have customers, and I say this all the time, they're coming to us for wiper blades and tire pressure.
Yeah.
You know, we take it for granted how foreign our world is to the average person.
For sure.
I think it helps because most people don't care.
Yeah.
Just don't care. And if you're in the industry, you know the acronyms, but you're a car nerd. And so you love all this stuff.
Yep.
And for the most part, you're talking about point A to point B. People just care if their car gets point A to point B.
Yep.
And sometimes I think when I'm shooting a video with a tech, helping them realize, because that's kind of like, I'm getting in there, I'm starting to learn some things, but still for the most part, all I really care about is if my car passes inspection and I can get where I want to go.
Put in the gas, turn the keys.
Yeah,
That's all they
exactly.
need.
Well, I mean, it was like 2 months ago. He comes to me, he's like, hey, I think I'm going to need some tires. And the car's in the shop. And I mean, dude, they're completely bald.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you know how bad this is, right? He's like, it's been fine. It's just I got a flat tire. I was like, let's put some tires on the car. So we put tires on the car. And he calls me back and he's like, oh my God. I'm like, what? He's like, it was raining and my car drives different.
I didn't feel like I was going to die the whole time. Yeah.
And so, but you know, you make a valid point. I had a customer that's a good friend of mine a while back, and they came to me and they said, hey, like this DVI stuff, like the pictures and stuff, you don't have to send me that. I'm not going to look at it. I don't care. Like, just tell me what's wrong with the car and fix it. Okay. And so I give them the list of things and they're like, holy cow, like all this is wrong with my car. And I begin to like work through the things that we found and the things they need to know about with the car. And they're like, look, I really just want to be able to get from A to B. And so, you know, Rena does the service advisor coaching for my staff. And one of the things that she's always on to them about is understand, what does this person want to do? Like, what do they want? Like, to us, we need to fix all these things.
Yeah.
Right? Not even necessarily like red or yellow. It's like, hey, these are our priorities. But to them, some of that, even if it is a safety concern, like, is it going to cause the wheel to fall off between here and there? No? Okay, well, cool. I'm good. I'm not worried about it.
Right.
And so we see things from a very different perspective. And if we aren't willing to slow down and listen to them and understand what their desire is, the other option is you build a relationship and you get to the point that you both trust one another and they say, hey, you're my car guy. Here's what I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
Just do what you need to do.
Well,
Right?
this was a beautiful thing about Dutch's intake form.
Yeah.
It asked that specifically, like, what's your plan for this car?
Yeah.
What's your
Absolutely.
long-term objective here?
Nobody's
You know?
thought that out, though. I mean, it's a nice question to ask, but nobody knows. They're like, I don't know. Hopefully it'll get me home tonight.
Well, but there's plenty of people who are thinking,
Sure,
hopefully
yeah.
my 14-year-old will drive it in a couple of years. Hopefully I'll pass it down to my granddaughter or whatever. You know,
Yeah,
there's
they
some of
think
that.
They think that until they get the car inspected and it needs $7,000 worth of work.
Right.
And then they're like, well, I can get another one for $7,000. Then you laugh. And then they're like, oh, you haven't tried shopping for a car in a few
Have you
years.
been on Marketplace?
That's bad. It is pretty bad.
I feel like most people probably have at least a general idea of how long they want to keep the car, I would think.
How long do you want to keep yours?
Well, before the market went crazy, I wanted to get rid of it this year.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, if we can, you know,
Where
tighten a
do
couple
you come up
screws
with
in
those
there.
plans, though? Like, where does that come from?
Dave Ramsey.
I was going to say Dave Ramsey. There you go.
Dave Ramsey? Look, in what
Yeah.
sense that you're just saving up for a car
Yeah.
and you want to be able to pay cash for it?
While the
So-
value of the car is still good enough for trade-in, I thought,
I don't get that. It's like it'd be different if if the cars were designed like phones. Like the phones, like Apple phones, famously get slower over time.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to throttle the performance of the
Mm-hmm.
phone so it doesn't blow up the old processor and the old battery or whatever. And so over time, yeah, you start playing with your phone and you're like, this thing is slow, and it's time for an upgrade. It's like, okay, that makes sense. But if the car turns on and runs, just keep driving it. Like the only reason why I would get rid of a car is because it starts rusting out.
Yeah.
Or I did get rid of one because it was going to be like $2,000 to fix a headliner, and the headliner was like falling on top of me, and I'm like, no, done. I wasn't going to pay because I think I paid $2,000 for the car, and I wasn't going to spend that. So I just got another minivan. Anyway,
What? I mean,
Well-
what headliner is $2,000?
a minivan headliner for like
Not-
the old town and country.
I had a town, or no, it was an Explorer. Dude came and put a headliner in an Explorer for $200.
Mm.
Like Dr. Vinyl.
I
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I don't have those backwood connections with the guy that'll get paid meth, and he's perfectly happy doing it.
I ain't
Like,
paying nobody in meth.
I paid like $1,000 to have a guy do one on a Jaguar for me,
Mm.
and really all I was trying to do is, hey, I need you to pull the headliner out. And we attempted to drop the headliner, then realized, I got to pull the window out to drop the headliner all the way out. We're trying
Yeah.
to fix like the sunroof or something. Anyway, well, this thing was expensive. It's massive. It's a huge headliner. Anyway.
Yeah. And they're not meant to fold very well.
No.
well,
Yeah, and you bend them a little bit, and then they're screwed. But my point is, if the car's rusting out, and then you get up under there, and you're like, "Huh, look, that subframe is not attached to anything any longer. I should probably get rid of this car." At that point, it makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
I have used this vehicle to its end.
Well, you guys are car people, so you help me with this because that's been my expectation for a vehicle. Okay, I'm going to get, because I'm not a new car guy, I'm used. So I buy a used car for whatever price, and I think 5, 6, 7 years, if I can keep it in good shape, in that period of time, I'll trade it in, get a newer model, whatever. Not a new car, but I'll upgrade some and used. Because my first car turned into, at a certain point it was in the shop for just random stuff all the time. And it just, I can't deal with that. Like, I'm the kind of guy that just wants to get in the car and go. And when it's constantly in the shop, I can't deal with that.
Though. That comes in waves.
Not with that car. It was like 6 months. Every other month, it was something else. And
well,
so,
there. Okay, well,
because once they
there
get to
are
a certain
certain models,
age, right?
No, it's not an age thing.
Yeah.
It is a year, make, and model.
What was it?
It was a 2007 Subaru Legacy.
Subarus are junk.
Well, no. A 2007 should have been a Wave at like 125 to 150,000 miles. I got to put an engine in it, or I've got to do heads and all of that
Timing
stuff.
belt and all
Head-
that.
I
Yeah.
did
Heads,
timing belt. The
timing
gaskets,
belt.
Yeah. The axle
Um,
snapped on it. That was exciting.
That's rare.
Just
That's really rare.
Stuff started happening to this car, and I was like, I just got to get rid of it
But-
because it was costing me too much.
You would stop and go, you got to get under the vehicle and you got to look at the condition of the vehicle and determine, hey, is this thing rusting apart? Because the axle snapping should have been identified by the shop.
Yeah.
The shop, I don't know what junk shop
It's
Yeah.
definitely me.
was it you?
It was.
You're not- yeah.
This is pre Lucas. This
Okay,
is
okay,
before going to Lucas's shop. So,
So it is a common issue to see on Japanese vehicles. The dampener will collect moisture over time, and you start to see rust build up around there, and you flag it. You say, "Hey,
Yeah.
at some point, this thing's going to snap in two."
especially up in the Boone area with all the snow
Yeah.
and stuff we have to deal with.
Well, I
getting
mean, we
rust.
deal with it in Kansas. It's whatever. It's a year, make, and model thing. But you would have hit 120 to 150,000 miles where you would have dropped a ton of money putting heads on this thing, timing belt, probably done a rack too, then fluids. Then you would have driven it another 150,000 miles. And then I can understand at 270,000 deciding, you know what, I don't want to drop another $7,000 in this car. But if you did drop another $7,000 and the body wasn't rusting apart and the interior was in good shape, you could drive it to 140,000
So the
or
car,
450,000, I should say.
the car I have now, it's a Kia Optima 2013.
I'm sorry.
And I got it. Hey,
Yeah.
actually, you know what? This has been a really good car for me. Like, it's been great.
It's not got its first engine, has it?
How many engines are you in?
It's in
Okay,
engine
let's
number
knock
2.
on wood.
Engine number 2.
Okay.
But
Okay,
it was-
so I'm probably going to need to give him a ride back.
It was under warranty, thank goodness, because Kia's
Yeah,
engine
the second
suck.
one.
But
The second one usually isn't.
Right?
so I got it with 88,000 miles.
Ooh.
And I think I just eclipsed. Yeah, I'm at 209 now.
Oh, that's good.
I'm at 209.
Yeah.
I think. Is that right? 209? It's got a lot. And it's in great shape. I thought I'd like to trade it in this year, but one of your techs just looked at it and said it looks great. So, I mean, I feel like it's in
there's
a
not
condition
anything
to
major.
If you like that clip, you can watch the entire episode by clicking on the link in the description. We drop a brand new episode every single Monday evening. And if you want to escape our Google overlords, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast player. And we drop those episodes first thing Monday morning. Thank you to the Institute for Automotive Business Excellence for sponsoring this video. Make sure you click on the link in the description to get your free business assessment. It is the first steps to improving your business and your life. Leave us a like and a comment and make sure that you're subscribed.